Hello there! Yes, I am out and about again. It's the 25th of July 2018 and I am castle exploring once more. Behind me is Craignethan Castle on the banks of the River Nethan. And I'm here today to do a bit of castle exploring, maybe do a little bit of exploring of Lanarkshire itself. Lovely views all around, as you can see. If I take your time here, go around a little bit slower, you can see nice wooded gorge area here. Absolutely stunning. I'm about to go and venture into there, but why don't you come and join me? Welcome to another vlog. Craignethan is interesting because it's more a palatial palace. It was never meant as a defensive stronghold, really. It was the design and the creation of Sir James Hamilton of Finnart, who was the key holder to Dumbarton, I think it was Blackness and Linlithgow castles, Linlithgow Palace and Blackness Castle. But he was involved with the building, master planning, master works for building some palatial designs in Stirling and Blackness and Linlithgow, and is, you know, Craignethan is his crowning glory. Obviously this place is a ruin to an extent. Finnart fell from more favour of James V of Scotland in 1540, was executed that year, but the Hamilton family stayed here. Mary Queen of Scots was actually part of the... This is where she stayed after leaving Lochleven. She escaped Lochleven in 1568 and she stayed here for a few days. And then it was... had defences on it, but it was rendered useless in 1579, so it didn't last much longer in here. It's quite an anomaly, but I mean, it certainly looks like the castles that you see at a glance anywhere in Scotland. This kind of Renaissance, late 15th, early 16th, mid 16th century style with the terracing on the roofs and the castle itself. But, you know, castles traditionally were floor and floor and floor, and this is more spread out and palatial. But let's go have a little look around, shall we? So we start at the top of the main tower. There would have been a roof above us, but obviously that's been ruinous over time. But you can see there's effectively 4 rooms up here. Quite warm really, with the heat rising and everything else. There's 4 rooms up here, and then you've got a lovely view out onto the Nethan Gorge. Another room there, another floor below. Downstairs. So this is the main hall. And off to the left here would have been Sir James Finnart's quarters. As with all these, look at that vaulted ceiling there. Wow. Wow. Of course, multiple floors. That's the minstrel's gallery up there. You can see it's a quite spectacular little hall. But it is remarkably, as you say, quite complete in one part. So you get a good feeling of what this place would have been like originally. Towers are all one on top of each other. So this was more like a modern country house with the high ceilings. So it's amazing to think that this is one of the hallways, and that are taller. There are bigger examples of high ceilings, but most of them have beamed roofs. This one's actually just got an archway on it. So it is an intermediate stage between what went before and what's coming in. We'll go down the cellar, see what's in the vaults, and then we'll do a tour around the grounds and the cape-runner, which is the big thing, which I'm here to see, is the cape-runner. That's a more modern well being built. This is where the water would have been, of course. But this is where mostly storage would be, you know. Storage would be for the kitchen, for the food and wine and everything else, and this is where the water would come out as well. You can see these little caverns there, where things would be stored inside, over there. That's not the best setup. I don't think that was original though. The kitchen, the only way you can get to the kitchen is through a very small flight of stairs, which is a bit tight, which you will see over there behind me. So I wouldn't expect it to be the normal thing. I think there's been a lot of alterations over the years. It seems a bit impractical having to carry up all the food up that way, up a set of stairs. It just doesn't seem right to me. But it's the only way you can get to the kitchen and actually look at the kitchen is come through here. So we'll go back out the other way and have a tour around the walls themselves, I think. So this is the thing you get sometimes when you go to places. There's areas of the castle that you normally go into. Southeast Tower, the kitchen tower as they call it, is shut. It's purely because of restoration. There's leakage, the roof is leaking, so they need to fix it. And that can take years. I recall Dumbarton, the governor's house was in scaffolding for years because they were doing renovation work. It's only the past year or so the governor's house has become fully visible again. So there's always work going on in these places, and you've always got to understand that is the nature of conservation. And if you don't understand that, then obviously, you know, you think this is just an old, horrible ruin. But I have the appreciation that there's more to this than just a simple pile of rocks, because these buildings were part of the culture of various places across, you know, Britain as such. Here we are. I'm going into the cellars now. Let's see what we can find. Apparently this is where they think they might have brewed stuff. This is like the brew house. That trough possibly could be part of the process of brewing. Interesting if that's true. Northeast Tower. You better view the main tower from here. There's another storage area here. Another cellar. Because these are cool and dry, so they were very good for storing stuff and things. Ah, the room where some of the masonry has been left. Masonry falls from time to time, and what they tend to do in most historic Scotland sites, they have a room where all the masonry is kept. This looks like some of the stonework. Some of the intricate carvings you can see on there. It's a bit more worn than some other places. You see some of the carvings of the stonework in here, and this is what this is. Or storage space for stone that they're going to use in the foreseeable future in work they're doing. So you can see there's a lot of stone masonry work that goes on in these places. Looks a bit guttering there. That's a nice model bit there. It's become a trend in historic Scotland places. I must say this is the most comprehensive tour of the castle I've done. It was more a quick jaunt last time. This is the first time I've actually gone around most of the stuff, if I remember correctly. In an area that we shall not enter today. I enter it one of these days. You can see it's vaulted from here, different levels. This is the kitchen tower. I've come in from the wrong end, but you can imagine you're coming through this ditch, you're broken in, and you're walking along here, and you've got musket fire coming from those holes. People shooting in there for you. So yeah, look. So, as it quite really says in here, most unusual element of Hamilton of Finnart's defensive scheme, a gun emplacement for scouring the Great Ditch and picking off attackers attempting to undermine or scale the main western rampart. The name derives from the Italian capanata, meaning a little hut. The prototype was apparently invented by an Italian engineer, Francesco di Giorgio Martini, shortly before 1500, and perfected by Albrecht Dürer in the 1520s. It had a very short life because of major shortcomings in its design. There are scarcely any in the British Isles, and this is undoubtedly the best preserved. It is intended to be used to hinder close assault. The men posted here were armed with handheld guns, but the field of fire was very restricted and the lack of ventilation means that each volley of the fire was accompanied by suffocating gunpowder smoke. It soon became obsolete and was replaced by the wall traverse at the far end of the ditch. I knew it was fairly unique. But look, you've got the line of fire there. That's not a lot of line of fire you can see in there. You won't be able to see through, but that's for the grass and that as well, so you really can't see it. But if that was really well mown, then, you know, it'd be dangerous, but it wouldn't be practical. I mean, that line of view is better. You can actually see out, but the other side's terrible. You've got to remember when this was created, guns and gunpowder were fairly new in their infancy, especially handguns. They were still most likely matchlock probably, and they were not the best things. They did create a lot of smoke, so you can understand taking a few shots in here, how choking the smoke would be. There's very little ventilation, so you can understand why it was a nice idea, and it is one of the best preserved I've seen. In fact, it's the only one I've seen, if I remember correctly. I think there's only one other example that's close to it. It's a little later design, and that's the one in Carlisle. But this one is certainly of its time and an interesting defensive position, but it doesn't really do much. It really doesn't do much at all. So there's Andrew Hayes' house, built on the curtain wall when he purchased the house in 1659. Now, another interesting fact is that apparently the poem that is Tillytudlem Castle by Sir Walter Scott was based on Craignethan. We're not far away from the village of Tillytudlem, so I can understand why he thinks that's the case, but the poem was basically from there. So the castle was was purchased in 1730 by the Duke of Douglas, and it was left to decay basically, but it went into state care in the 20th century, and it was gifted in state care just after the war in 1949, where it's been ever since, and it 70 years it's been in state care as of next year. But the Capinar wasn't actually discovered until 1962, so that was hidden for 500 years, 300 years or so. But yes, no, it's a very quiet little site, and there's a little woodland walk, which I'm not going to do today, because it's getting a bit late. But yeah, that's Craignethan, that's the castle. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you very much for watching, as always. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and share the video. There's other castle touring vlogs I've done. Check out the vlogs playlist to find out more. And don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see in total for the channel, and hit that notifications bell. I post a video every Sunday at 4 PM GMT, so come and join me every Sunday at that point. Alright, thanks for your time. See you later.